Oh, hello. You must be new here, or it's one of my subscribers. Welcome to the channel.
It's not fair, 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 not fair.
So, hello everybody. Today, we're going to be reading something very, very creepy. I'm not the creepy thing, but this is, however, something very creepy. I actually made it last Halloween, so I hope you guys enjoy, though. I worked really hard on this bitch, but it looked fucking lit. I like it. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are able to watch this video, and hopefully you keep doing, though, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Now, since I have missed a lot of days since the beginning of October, and I'm really, really sorry for that. I'm very, very sorry, I promise. Since I've been quite sick, today I'm going to try my best, my utter best, to make up for all those days. But I promise you, it'll be worth it. I thought about this really hard, and I think it is very worth it. So, in honors for all the days I've missed, all the way up to the 12th, I believe, is today, I think. Not the 12th, actually. It's actually like the 8th, 9th. I don't know. I completely forgot. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'm sorry. In honors, I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys not only a slasher book, not only is it Yandere, and not only does Leslie love it, she's reading the sequel. And you guys know, or now you will know, that whenever Leslie reads not only the normal story, goes and also reads the sequel, and continues reading that sequel, y'all have to know it's lit. Y'all have to know it's good. And I could not wait to show you or tell you guys about this book, because this book is amazing and it needs more credit, okay? It is just chef's kiss right now, okay? That's how much I love it. I'm obsessed with it, okay? Like, not Yandere obsessed, but I'm obsessed, okay? By the way, link will be in the description with the story, okay? You better read it. It's good. I promise. It is 'tis, however, not for the faintest and most sensitive hearts in the world, but it is very good. I promise you that's fucking, I'm just like, I fucking love this bread. You know, so, anywho, I'm not gonna do a little bit too much about the story. It involves about, for the first book, we're reading the first book. We're not reading, we're gonna go one at a time as October goes through. And if we don't finish it, I'm still gonna read it through afterwards. But it is just, oh, it's beautiful. But basically, the main ones are, the beginning ones, I'm gonna say it right now, are Freddy Krueger, I believe Hannibal, then Michael. I'm trying to go in order here. And then I believe it is either Jason or Norman. I don't know which one those orders go, because I've been reading the sequel. So, by the way, there's more characters getting into it in the sequel. I know. Anywho, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read this motherfucking story. I'm so excited. Y'all don't know how much sheer excitement I feel reading this to you guys. Like, I'm so excited. I am so fucking excited. You have no clue. Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Chapter 1. Dreams can be dangerous. With another shaky breath, you skidded around a slippery corner and carried on running, trying your hardest to escape the oncoming threat that continued pursuing you. God knows why you were in a boiler room to begin with. The threat was a burned man, dressed up in a stripped sweater, brown pants, and a faded fedora that rested atop his head. But the weirdest part was that was a strange glove on his right hand. It looked like something he crafted himself, though you definitely didn't have time to take a proper look. Right now, you were just trying to survive. And at the moment, that was proving to be immensely difficult, for various reasons. My, oh my, you are a tough one to catch. A smirk spread across his burnt face quicker than you could comprehend. The male scraping his gloved hand against the metal wall and sounding extremely entertained. Too bad you won't make it out alive. You're no Nancy Thompson. I don't care who Nancy Thompson is or was, you snap back. But I'm not dying to a lowlife like you. Once you said that, you spun around and faced him properly, eyeing him up as you took in his appearance. His eyes, though, those dark, glimmering emerald eyes, along with that impish grin. Just who were you dealing with here? Who are you? Where am I? This isn't just a dream. Isn't this just a dream? Your questions grew more and more frustrated, taking a step backwards when he took a step forwards. He merely released a mischievous chuckle, obviously refusing to answer any of your aggravated questions. I don't have to tell you anything, sweet face. A gasp escaped your lips when the male vanished and reappeared behind you, curling his arms around your waist as he pulled you into his chest. And you can't make me. You gritted your teeth once you realized he was right. He seemed to have more strength than you at the current moment. If you wanted a chance to escape or get some answers, you'd have to think outside the box instead of trying to fight him head on. His metal claws danced across your collarbone, cutting into your skin and leaving little cuts, while his cockiness swelled. So the male must have assumed you'd given up, which meant he'd become smug. Too bad he was wrong. Your eyes flickered around and spotted a broken pipeline. Your hand automatically reached to take a hold of it, yanking it off the wall, and you swung it behind your head and escaped his grasp, relieved. You little bitch! The burnt man cursed brittlely. Who do you think you can outrun me? He shook his head and speedily recovered from the pipe hit, now just extremely pissed off. That's not my plan. You hurriedly replied. That's not my plan. You hurriedly replied, starting to sprint again and leave his burning, hot boiler room that you kept getting dragged back to. My plan's to survive till morning. Well, I hope you enjoyed disappointment. He retaliated with ignorance, appearing right in front of your eyes. Shit. Turns out that hit didn't do anything but make him angry with you. But you know what? Fine. Good. This guy probably deserved to be angry. You won't make it till morning, little girl. What? You want to bet? You decided to taunt the demon, demon-like male, as you dodged his first knife-gloved attack. I'm not afraid of you. Oh, and just for your information, the guy grabbed you by your wrist, darkly smiling. That stupid pipeline didn't piss me off or make me angry. He sneered. I think someone's salty, you muttered under your breath, glaring at him as you pretended to have some sort of courage. To your surprise, it worked. The male opposite to you, giving an almost amused laugh. What the fuck is wrong with you? He sharply retaliated, staring back with what seemed to be curiosity. Do you have some kind of death wish? His tone dripped with agitated annoyance, clearly confused by your random surge of bravery. You pulled your wrist away from him and wiped the faint trickle of blood of the collarbone cuts. Instead, it seemed like something that you were only smudging said blood. Why don't you get on with killing me already? I could kill you in an instant, princess, so I'd watch my tone if I were you. The male raised his razor glove and attempted to threaten you, but it didn't seem to work. Say goodbye to everyone you care about, doll, he told you triumphantly. What were you meant to do now? If he slashed you with that knifed glove, it wouldn't have been that hard to guess what would happen to you. You wouldn't be alive the next morning. You'd be dead. Unless you ran right at him and flung your arms around his shoulders, burying your head in the crook of his arm as you tried to take him by surprise. It worked to a degree. The male was taken aback by your actions and feeling completely stunned. What the fuck were you doing? No teenager had ever done something like this before. Not even Nancy. So why were you hugging him before your supposed death? Goodbye, then, you nonchalantly repeated after him, looking at the guy with innocent brown eyes. There we go. We need to be represented here. Anyway. I followed what you wanted. Excuse me. The male gazed down at you with a mixture of complete amazement and astonishment. Not sure how to react to your actions. I'll split you into two, he threatened. Guess what? You held his shoulders with your hands at this time around, whispering your next words. I don't believe you. A vicious growl escaped his lips before he shoved you away, throwing your entire body towards the opposite side of the boiler room. No one can help you now, he snarled. Why would I care? Your life was pretty dull, and the fear presently felt melting away until you were almost ready for death. I'm going to die someday anyway. Someone may as well have fun with it, you pointed out, holding your shoulders up by your arms. Holding yourself up by your arms. The male was in front of you within seconds, holding you down by the throat as he held you against the wall and tried to sort out his thoughts. He couldn't feed off your fear, because for some strange reason you didn't even seem to have any. There was something about you, something almost inhuman. It was like you were some kind of sociopath. He smiled crookedly at the thought, even more amused when he watched you cough slightly. Guess his hold on you was choking you a little. And your courage was at a pretense, too. Otherwise, you'd be trying to fight him again, with another pipe or something inside the boiler room you were thrown back into. But your stare irritated him. It's like his presence didn't even faze you. You can't escape me. His hand tightened around your neck while he spoke. I will kill you. He kept speaking, leaning closer to you and coldly smiling at your bewildered expression. Maybe you weren't afraid of this demonic guy, but that didn't mean you couldn't feel pain. A shriek tore through your throat when his right hand ripped up your thigh. The male pressed up your... What? The male... I'm sorry. I can't laugh. Okay. Let me calm down. The male pleased with your first human-like reaction. And take your little soul, too. His gloved hand rose up and you squeezed your eyes shut. Your breathing jagged as blood dripped down from his knifed glove. His right hand swung down and you mentally prepared yourself for death. Tears prickled at your tightly shutted eyes, whilst you wished with all your heart that you could somehow escape this maniac. You stood still as a statue, adrenaline pumping through your veins as you focused on nothing but a way out. Even if you did break free, grabbing a pipe wouldn't help you now. He could disappear and reappear with ease. You wouldn't be able to outrun him. This guy could control everything around you. Change your location, mess with your mind, even toy with how he could kill you. All of this was nearly a game for him, a pastime. You cried out and sat up, clutching at either side of your head with both hands from absolute horror. Excuse me. Sat up. Anyway, your bed covers were wrapped around you like a swish roll, tiny beads of sweat trickling down your forehead while your breathing carried on being frantic. You woke up. You were awake. It was just a dream. Just a dream. But that guy was not. Glancing down at your thigh, you saw that the blood was sliding down your skin, staining your skin tone as you gathered your thoughts together. That wasn't the first time he'd come for you, and it certainly will not be the last. What on earth were you meant to do? Alright, now we is in chapter 2. Sorry for the interruption, y'all. Chapter 2, Meeting Hannibal Lecter. Ooh. Honey, you okay? Your mother opened the door in alarm after the terrified cry. She probably heard your wild sound of pain. You didn't feel like dealing with her hysteric state, however, so you decided to lie instead. Yeah. You ran a hand through your messed up hair and faked a calm expression. I just had another nightmare, that's all. But babe, you've been having them for a while now, haven't you? She protested unhappily, sitting on the edge of your bed and facing you head on. Is something bothering you? Nothing in particular. You continued to lie as you stifled a yawn and stretched, trying to act natural. Just gotta get ready for my second year of studying psychology. Oh, that's right. Your mother smiled and let you stand up. You go back today. Don't you? She checked with interest, wanting to interact with you somehow. I think the main thing we're studying this year is the human mind and how calm people can turn violent in the blink of an eye. He explained while you started to get dressed. You only got your shirt on, though. Your mother suddenly gasped in shock. Why, Ann? How on earth did you get those cuts? And your pajama-covered leg is stained with blood. What's going on? She panicked, stopping you from getting dressed as she knelt down and held your thigh between her hands. Your voice trailed off and your thoughts turned blank. I'm not sure? You're not sure? She repeated sarcastically, her concerned eyes causing you to release an almost in silent sigh as you knew this would happen. You knew she'd freak out. Don't sweat it. You waved her worries away, and you pulled your leg out of her hold, staggering to the bathroom in order to fix up your injured thigh. I just need to stop the bleeding, and I'll be set. Do you know where the bandages are? Second shelf in the cupboard. Cupboard, yeah. She spoke in a stressed-out manner, holding her arms while she followed you into the bathroom. Mom, I'm fine, really. You tried your best to get yourself alone, but you soon realized that wasn't going to happen. At least let me bandage up your leg for you, your mother begged, growing anxious due to the sight of blood. It must sting like a real bitch. Her response made you laugh a little, because what she said was true. You're not wrong, it does hurt. But we need to hurry up. I have to get dressed and go ASAP. You gave in and let your mom clean the wound, bandaging it up afterwards so it wouldn't get infected. So, what was your nightmare about? She tried to strike up a conversation, but it just made you bite your lip, due to not wanting to talk to her. Was it something you dreamed repeatedly? Something traumatizing? You shook your head and stood up, slipping your pajama bottoms back on before heading back into your bedroom. No, I was just in some kind of boiler room. It's no big deal. Your reply stunned your mother so much that she stood still in the hallway, her eyes widening into large circles. Her face paled and she was completely silent, obviously not knowing what to say. Eventually, she found her voice. What did you say? She whispered. I said I was in some kind of boiler room. I don't see why it's such a problem, Mom. You casually spoke, switching out your pajamas for leg for jeggings and stepping into your flat shoes, or whatever you want to wear. Then brushed your hair and sprayed deodorant under your armpits. How do you know about the boiler room, YN? Your mother inquired in a lifeless voice, clenching her fist as she swallowed. It doesn't matter. You pushed her anxiety to the side. I'm going to leave now. And with that, you grabbed your bag and slung it over your shoulder, carrying a few books with both hands. Don't worry so much. At least have breakfast. Her tone grew alarmed, and you held back, rolling your eyes. I'll grab something while I'm there. You brushed past your mother and went downstairs, heading towards the front door. Promise. Have a good day, Mom. Wait, YN! You ignored her clingy cry and shut the door behind you, poking earbuds into your ears as you put on some music. Unlike with you in my head. Oh, I never heard that. Shit. That must be interesting. Anywho, continuing. Filled your ears, and the sound of the outside world faded away, causing you to just focus on walking to uni. Second year of studying psychology. You enjoyed learning about how people thought and why they act the way they do, but how personalities can change, how certain emotions can alter people's decisions, and how psychology might be able to boost your own mental health. Perhaps you'll be able to figure out why your mother tends to overreact to certain situations. For now, you just needed to focus on studying, and studying hard. Your life was pretty mundane, but you weren't kidding in your previous dream. Wake up, get dressed, grab uni things, walk to said uni, interact a little with friends, go to a few lectures and whatever that says, walk back home, then repeat the same boring life cycle you seemed to caught up in. That certainly wasn't going to change anytime soon, so you suddenly bumped into someone, probably because you weren't paying attention, and landed on the cold pavement. Your books flying in the air before hitting the path with you. What the? You looked up and found what you bumped into. A dark-haired male, dressed up in a smart suit, stood directly in front of you, his dark brown eyes gazing into yours with incredible intensity. My apologies, he spoke softly, his voice gentle and sounding like a musical lint. It seems that I wasn't looking where I was going. You were so taken aback by his appearance and his voice that you didn't say anything at first, merely staring. But you remembered that staring was rude, so your eyes flickered away for a split moment. Then you decided to speak. No, it was my fault, you stammered, trying to collect your thoughts. I was the one who wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry. You apologized, reaching to grab your books and stand up. I don't think we need to start a fight over whose fault it was. Do you? The man smiled in amusement, also reaching for your books. Here, allow me to help you with your things. He collected your books, and before you could, and then held his hand out, offering to help you up. Oh, thank you very much. You stumbled over your words slightly as you took his hand and let him help you back to your feet. And thank you for picking up my books for me. No problem at all. His smile grew after he passed the books into your hands, his chocolate-colored irises glittering with warmth. May I ask your name? Oh, YN. My name's YN. You were so entranced by his eyes that you almost didn't answer his question. Well then, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, YN. The polite male greeted pleasantly, holding his hand out. My name is Hannibal Lecter. Nice to meet you, you replied in return, dipping your head and trying to look like a complete imbecile. Unfortunately, that failed. It's very nice to meet someone who's well-mannered, Hannibal complimented warmly, shaking your hand as he attempted to make conversation. I could say the same. You managed to shyly smile. I don't think I've seen you around town before. Are you new? You curiously asked. A devious grin flashed across his facial features once he shook his head, clearly finding your question to be quite amusing. No, I live on the outskirts, in a house just out of town, he explained, definitely entertained. I see. You slowly responded, snapping out of your mesmerized state and remembering why you were outside in the first place. I hate to cut our conversation short, but I have to get to my uni class. You weren't particularly wearing a watch, but you knew you were probably late. Can I ask what class you take, Lion? Hannibal asked, tilting his head ever so slightly and shooting you a tremendously charming smile. Seriously, it was hypnotizing. No, irresistible. You breathed in and blinked once, trying to act like a normal human being. I study psychology. I'm in my second year, actually, you answered timidly, a faint shade of pink spreading across her cheeks. His smile remained. Psychology, What a fine subject. I wish you the best of luck in that case, he kindly commented. Thanks, you thanked him, giving him a grateful smile and almost growing mesmerized again. Class. You have to get to class. I guess I'll be seeing you around soon, then. Hannibal flashed you another one of his sweet smiles before stepping past you and continuing his walk. Oh, you should probably say something in response. Yes, take care, you called after him, feeling awkward and self-conscious, but he was something else entirely. Ooh, my goodness! Ooh! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Back to me, y'all. Back to me. What's up, y'all? Ta-da! It's actually me. I got this a little bit ago, like last year, for a random costume. But I used it for like a certain cosplay, but I haven't think of using it too much yet. Like a Wendigo. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh gosh, but y'all, I cannot tell you how excited I get whenever I start reading that story. That story, oh my gosh, just my heart, I get resurrected. Like, as soon as that author's gonna update, I'm gonna be like, watch. Bitch, I'm back in my coma. Like, I'm gonna be excited. Okay, I'm getting too overly excited. Calm down. But we read all the way to chapter 3, I believe. I think it was chapter 3. Now we're going to be going to chapter 4 soon. I'm so excited. But sadly, I had to stop there. Why? Because this video, I'm afraid, might get a little too long and all that. And I didn't want to risk that. But don't worry. It'll be continued. Don't worry, my lovies. Shh. I would have made a vote. I should have probably made a vote on what you guys wanted me to read for Halloween. But I don't think you guys will be disappointed. I don't think you guys will. As a matter of fact, I think you guys will love this story. Like, I know it's not creepypasta, but it's slashers. It's Yandere. And it has a lot of chapters. And it has a sequel. So I think you guys will like it. Of course, I will put a link in the description down below. So if you guys want to read ahead, you can go ahead. Make sure you support this author because this author is freaking amazing. And also, like, man, oh, I gotta say, I don't want to spoil because I'm scared I'm gonna spoil something. But damn, oh, I love it so much. You don't know how much I love it. Oh, but I hope you do. You guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I know I'm messing up my own sentences. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. But y'all get what I said. Hopefully. But yeah, it's just, I love the story. It's very entertaining. And it's just kind of, mostly to me, it's kind of more realistic than some of the other stories you'll read. And to me, it was very hard. Like, I was looking through stories to read at first because I was bored and I was sick. I was like, oh, I stumbled upon it, you know? And it wasn't in the, slasher books or, like, the slasher tag or anything. So, yeah. I mean, it was, like, I believe it was in horror and then other things. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I do not remember. But I just got to go, y'all. This is the first video of October. So I am excited. And not every video will be the same for our spooky season. But this book will this fanfic will be definitely a part of it. Definitely. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely. I'll be reading a mix of different type of horrors and kind of putting them up on a pack. And then certainly I will be continuing this one even after, because I'm like, if we don't finish it, then just like continue. I will be reading a couple other books mixed into the October, so we can shake things up a little bit. And also be doing random things for October, maybe even a makeup. I might even go live. Who knows? I might even go freaking live for you guys. Maybe just doing a random makeup and then play music, and we could just dance together. Who knows? But anyways, I got to go, y'all. Bye and peace.